All right, we're gonna get this thing cooking. Hey yo, welcome back. It is me. Let's just try and find a way here. Yeah, I'm trying to do this at night, so the light's kind of crazy. I was supposed to get a new light, but I just ain't had the time, bro. I just ain't had the time, yo. What's going on? So, yeah, sorry, it's been a couple weeks. Yeah, just things happen. Things happen. You get busy, and like like I tried to upload a video, and it said it wasn't gonna be ready till 2096, the year 2096. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't for me. I gave it a shot, whatever. But I was like, no, I'm going back at it. I think I fixed the little issue. I am using a MacBook from 2004, but we're gonna get it done. So that's just what we do. But yeah, hopefully that issue's fixed. What's up? I'm gonna do 2 episodes. Today is Thursday, August 6th. You see how I closed my eyes? I closed my eyes to try and get the date. And I was like, nah, I gotta look at it. So I'm gonna try and do 2 episodes before the weekend's over, because I was gonna do an episode last weekend, and like I said, we were just having so many technical difficulties. I was getting called into work, and yeah, it was just crazy. But Roman Reigns defended that title. No need to worry. So that's all good, and it is August 6th, so I believe a week has passed. Happy birthday, Dylan Larkin. Happy birthday, Dylan Larkin. I believe he turned 30 this year. Big 30 on July 30th, boy. That must have been a special birthday. So, yeah, I mean, I bet that was special. But yeah, it's been a week. Nothing really has changed much. I was going to say last week I was listening to The Sheet with Jeff Merrick. If you want to be like plugged into, like, if you're a super hockey geek nerd like I am, The Sheet, Jeff Merrick, during the season it's on every day, Monday through Friday. But during the summer he drops down to like 2 times a week. But still, that's gonna get you like the most up to date, plugged in news on pretty much anything going hockey. Shout out Jeff Merrick. But anyways, he had our boy Max Boltman on, and Boltman put out this incredible piece regarding the GM search, how it's coming along, and I believe he said one guy is interviewed. I believe Scott White has interviewed, who has interviewed a bunch of places. He's currently in Dallas, I believe. I don't assistant GM possibly. Anyways, but yeah. Just kind of laying out the details. They're kind of going, as I'm sure a lot of you have heard, a similar route to the Tigers, which makes sense because Ilitch owns the Red Wings and the Tigers. This is another episode of Red Wings Talk, by the way. The other episode I'm going to do this weekend, I'm going to talk about all the found footage movies I've been watching recently, and we'll get into that. All right, back to the Red Wings. But yeah, so where was I? Boltman was just kind of reporting on how the GM search is going, how like the Ilitch family kind of wants to, like, their group is leading towards more analytics, like kind of how they did with the Tigers. So like they want like a more analytics approach than just the old school dude played for the, because think about it. Honestly, think about it right now, because I can't remember. And I might have been 3 or maybe 2 or 3 years old. Who was the last GM before Ken Holland of the Red Wings? Was it Jimmy Delvano? I really don't know, and that's pretty bad. But that's just how it's been here. Like, it's just been like kind of like the family deal, like in the Italian, like the mob style, like kind of like the family, like, all right, you're part of the family, you're in, you get the chair up, and eventually you get there, and now you run the team. And yeah, I think I've known 2 GMs for the Red Wings pretty much my whole hockey fan existence, which is just crazy, Just absolutely insane. So at the end of last episode, I was talking about like who could be possibly on the short list for like GMs for us for future candidates, and I got cut out. It just kind of cut out on me, but that's okay because we just persevere. We just keep going. Like, it doesn't matter. Keep throwing it. Just keep throwing whatever. I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna keep going. And so I was listing off some candidates, and one of the last ones I listed off was Evan Gold, who you could probably take off the list now because he just got hired in with the Islanders. So he's going to be the assistant GM there, which kind of like you wonder, like, okay, so he's the assistant GM of Boston, and now he's just going to the Islanders, which I don't think is geographically too far away either, to do the same thing. But obviously you got to look at the group of players, the organization, and all that. And he's been interviewing for jobs now for about a year, so maybe he wasn't happy where he was at. But yeah, scratch Evan Gold off the list. Like I just brought up, Scott White. It's reported that he's been interviewed. He was interviewed with Toronto, Vancouver. He's one of those names too that has been interviewed like multiple times, kind of like Evan Gold has the past couple years. Another couple names I heard, and I'm really not sure how I feel about these, but Tyler Dello from Carolina. Does that see? I'm just talking to myself, so this is just me. Like, I could say like, hey, can you pull that up real quick? Which I learned how to do today, which for this episode, I'm going to go over Steve Yzerman's draft history after I get through these things. That's what we're going to do today on today's episode. Welcome in. I'm Paige. How are you? But if I had someone here, I could be like, hey, Drew, pull that up. Hey, pull that up. Hey, Drew, pull that up. Which I think I'm just going to start doing and just start talking to myself like, hey, pull that up. But yeah, I think Tyler Dello worked for us, but I could be completely wrong. Like, for some reason, I think he was like around with like Ken Holland and Ryan Martin. But am I wrong? I could be completely wrong, because like I said, I've told you a few times, don't know nothing about hockey. I just sit here and talk about it. That's what I do, baby. But yeah, so that was another name I heard, and then Tim Barnes from Washington. Again, if you're asking me, the one I'm looking out for, the one I would like the most, kind of done with the whole former Red Wing thing. Bring me Brett Peterson. That's who I'd be happiest with. I would like Brett Peterson for sure. But like I said, they can pick whoever, as long as they make the right choice. Because, like I said, Steve could have ran this team forever, and I would have been like, A-okay. A-okay. So, I guess we're going to see there. It is 7 weeks until training camp, so kind of got to figure that out. And one more thing. Sign Edvinsson. How many more times I got to say it? I'm going to scream. Sign Simon Edvinsson. I know we can't do it right now because we don't got a boss, but just sign him. And I'll do it. Do you want me to fill in for like a week and I'll do it? I won't even do it that high of a contract. Like, let's say, what are we thinking? You want to go 9.5? 9.5. Let's try and get 8 years, because if we wait till September, we can only get 7, I'm pretty sure. So, training camp starts soon. So, we kind of got to figure this out soon. So, yeah. Let's go. And that brings you to the next thing is happy birthday, Larkin, for sure. But that brings me to the next thing is we're kind of like, I feel like there's a bit of, what's that movie with the romantic comedy movie? Lost in Translation. I feel like the Red Wings, and I know we don't have a boss right now, so this new guy could come in and trade him for 6 bags of donuts. But I felt like with Yzerman and with our camp, which I respected him for, and I would have done the same thing, is I feel like there's a disconnect on when we go to trade Larkin to another team. on the 4 teams he's given us. Thank you. Happy birthday, Larkin. On the 4 teams he's given us, there's a disconnect because they're like, yeah, he's not a first-line center on our team, which I told you. He's 28th center in the league, maybe 25, 20, 23 to 28. Let's put him there. But he's not going to be a first-line center on Florida, on Dallas, on Vegas, on Minnesota. Oh, he could be a first-line center on Minnesota. Let's just trade him to Minnesota and get it done. But I feel like there's that huge disconnect. Like, the Wings are trying to trade him as a first-line legit or, like, no-miss center. And everyone else is like, yeah, no. We would take him as a piece on our team, but he's not like the most important piece on our team to win the Stanley Cup. And I feel like there's a lot of that going on. So yeah, it just provides like that urgency to like get this done like as quick as we can too. Not as quick as we can. Kind of as quick as we can, but let's just make sure we do the right thing here. Like, just make sure we get the right guy. That's all I'm asking. Hey, what's up, Cuddy? Give me 1 second, Cud. Hey, you want to say hi? You got to watch out. So, all right. What we wanted to talk about mainly in this episode was also Macklin Celebrini just got signed. 18.8. Let me get this out before I'm not really sure why most people are like shocked at the number. I get it, like it's a huge number, and hockey isn't used to that number. Like hockey doesn't have that like high of a number. But I mean, you just watch the way that hockey has grown the past year and a half. Like, everyone was talking to me about that Four Nations game. I think that Four Nations, those fights, thanks, Kachucks, kind of, not really. I feel like that just blew this game up. I feel like we've just been on a peak since then, just a steady incline. And then when USA won the gold medal, I mean, damn, that was just huge for the game. So, like, of course the salary cap's going to go up. So, like, not only is it going to go up this year, but then it's going to go up the same amount it did this year. It's going to do that next year. And then the year after that, it's going to go up the same amount. I mean, it's probably going to stop eventually, but I could see this getting up to at least $100 million, right? Are we talking like $104 million? So if you got one guy making 18.8 in a 100 and let's go in the middle, 102 million salary cap world. I'm not a math guy, but that's about a fifth of the team. So about like 20% of the cap here or there. We could just go with 100 because it's 100, Man, Ms. Johnston failed me. Like, all my math teachers failed me, but Mr. Duncan, I'm just kidding. I hope you all are doing well. I'm so old that never mind. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad contract, and I don't think it's crazy to be paying your top guy just around $20 million. And I think this is going to keep happening, whether it's going to be Matthew Schaefer. Matthew Schaefer, he just shapes out there. My bad, y'all. I just had to come on here and I had to spin the shit about the Red Wings for a little bit, and if I'm off, I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel like this cap is just going up. So if you got a player like Celebrini, if you got a player like Leo Carlson, Schaefer, Cutter Gauthier, sign them, lock them up. So I'm just saying, I just think that could work. So, all right, what we're going to do here is we're going to go over the Yzerman draft years. So he drafted for us from 2019 up until about a month and a half ago in 2026. And I liked all of them pretty much. There's some misses, there's some hits, there's some steals, there's some what were you doing on this pick? There's some did Draper do this pick? There's some no, seriously, like there's a ton of good, but there's also a ton of bad, so we're going to look at it all, okay? Let's go back to 2019. So this is the year right after we drafted Philip Zadina, a pick before Quinn Hughes. So hold on 1 second. God D. So, sorry, minor delay. But this was 2018. So 2019 would have been Yzerman's first year. So that is the draft that he would get Cider. So obviously, I mean, what more can we say about Mr. Moritz? I mean, he still hasn't missed a hockey game yet. Like, he still hasn't missed a hockey game. Just a top 10 defenseman. I would say top 5. But, yeah, so you get that with your first ever pick. Like, that's a pretty sick pick by Yzerman for his first ever pick. And obviously, that's probably the one he's going to be remembered by. So, yeah, good. But, yeah, so you start off with Mo, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at the 2019 draft as well to see, like, some of the misses and hits. Then we had that Tuamisto kid. I remember I was pretty excited about him. We got him in the second round. We had 3 picks in the second round, and the other one was that Mastriamoni kid. And then with the last pick in the second round, we got Albert Johansson. It's another nice one, eh? That was a good one. So he's got 2 solid roster players already right there. And then I'm not going to sit here and go through this whole thing, but we did get Elmer Soderblom in the 6th round that year. That's nice. And Carter Gylander in the 7th round, who is a goalie who I just seen signed with the system again probably last week. So he's still here and he's still kicking. So I don't know. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 picks in this 2019 draft for Yzerman. Got 2 roster players, 3 until he traded Big Soda away. Big Soda. I don't know. It's not too bad. I mean, there's obviously a few misses here, but, like, that's what's going to happen. That's what the draft is. It's, all right, is this kid going to pan out? I mean, look how I panned out from 18 to 25. Okay, we're going to move on to the 2020 draft. So then we go 1 year later, and Yzerman finds himself back in the first round this time. Lucas Raymond. So we're 2 for 2 on the first round picks here. We get Lucas, just another great playmaker forward, a star forward, you could say. Star. If we're saying Moritz is a superstar, I think Lucas is a star with superstar potential because both of these two keep getting better. They just keep getting better at hockey, which is crazy to me. But, yeah, Lucas, he's a really feisty for how big he is. Like, I'm saying how not big he is. He's pretty feisty. His play with the puck is unbelievable. But, like, yeah, like sometimes he finds himself in spots. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know you were like that, Lucas. But I guess you got that dog in you. Because he for sure does. And, I mean, even over at, not World Juniors. I've been watching that Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Shout out Landon DuPont. You guys got to see this kid. This kid is nasty. But World Championships. Like, he's already a top player for Sweden, Lucas Raymond. So, I mean, that's another good one. So, 2 for 2 in the first round for Stevie Yzerman. Next, we got 3 second-round picks again. So, you be the judge here. But I'm almost positive that Brock Faber went right 1 pick before or a couple picks after we took William Wallander, which was actually the first pick in the second round, I believe, that year, the COVID draft, 2020, right? Yeah. And then we, which I like Wallander. I do like Wallander, and I think he could still be a player. Whether that's at the NHL or not, I'm not really sure. He hasn't really gotten his shot. So by this point, if he hasn't, you're kind of like, well, I don't know. But I'd love to see him just try up here. Give him the 6th spot. Just for, I don't know, why not? Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So you're not really sure what's there still. Well, you are. All right, you hear me. So we took Wallander, and then we took Niederbach, and then we took Cross Hannes in the second round there. So I don't think those guys are in the league anymore. And then we keep going. We got Sabrango, which he's kind of good. He's kind of not good, but like I could see him being a 5 or 6 guy in this league. Seriously, I could see it. Like, he went to Florida right after us, or no, we traded him to Ottawa for DeBrincat, right? Almost positive we did that. And then he found his way to Florida, which I'm pretty sure he's still there. And yeah, just keep an eye on that name. Just keep an eye on Sabrango. So, yeah, we're gonna go through the rest of this draft in 2020 after Lucas Raymond. I mean, we got Emil Vero here. Keenan Draper, who I seen just signed. It's obviously Chris's kid. With the team. But yeah, just no one that's stuck in the system. So, not that good. Not that good of a follow-up draft 2020 for Steve. But you got Lucas, so I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. And I loved Wallander. At the time. And I kind of am still ready to love, Will. So whenever you're ready, William, just let me know if you're ready to go. Because if you get a shot, I'll be supporting. But, yeah, just kind of 11 picks, I believe, when we had in that draft, in that 2020 draft. And we got Lucas. And that's pretty much it. And that's okay. Because Lucas will do enough for me. That'll do, pig. All right, so we're going to 2021. Now here is where we took Simon Edvinsson. So that's 3 for 3 on first-round picks. And if you want to say, okay, it's not hard to make a pick in the top 10, well, try it. You should try doing it. But, yeah, kind of is. So he nailed all 3 of these first ones. Sider, Raymond, Edvinsson. Edvinsson is nasty. Sometimes, please don't hate me, and I don't mean this fully, but sometimes I think he's better than Sider. He's not, but man, the way he skates sometimes, I'm just like, this guy's only going to get better. Yeah, I like Edvinsson. And when he fought Dylan Cousins last year and kind of just beat the shit out of him, I was like, all right, yep, this is the guy. So let's get that contract done. I'm going to bring it up one more time. Let's sign Simon Edvinsson right now. Right now. Right after that, in the first round still, we took Sebastian Kosa. Uh-oh. Yep. So, yeah, probably should have took Wallstead. Definitely should have took Wallstead there if we could have. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We can't go back and redo these things, but yeah. And we didn't really give him a fair shake either. So best of luck to Sebastian. But, yeah, didn't really work out for us here. Right after that, we take Shai Buium, Carter Mazer, Redmond Savage. And I want to bring up this Liam Dower-Nielsen kid because I think he's kind of nasty. Carter Mazer, he could end up here. He could end up here this year. I think you should keep an eye on that. I think he could end up here this year. He's never going to be an above third-line player. But, like, obviously he wears 43. So think Darren Helm. Think Advocator. Think bottom 6 type guy. He really has had some bad luck with injuries right like off the go. Like his first game, he was injured his first shift. It was just like, Jesus. So, yeah, hopefully he gets a fair shake this year, and we see what we got. And the Buium brother, he's not Zeev, but he's still kind of nasty, and I don't know if he's actually still in our system. But, yeah, that was a second-round pick, so I was excited about that Redmond Savage kid, too. Wasn't he at Michigan State, I believe? I guess just I'm gonna be a fan of any hockey player named Redmond. So it's just a dope ass first name. Like, yo, what's up? It's Red. Call me Reddy. Full name Red. All right, we're gonna move to 2022. All right, this is a pretty good draft, I feel like. But we've traded all of these players away. So, with the first pick in the top 10, another first round pick, we take Marco Kasper. And I'm not going to go 3 for 4 on the first round picks. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. Because I think there is still a lot left with Marco. But I just hope we're not breaking him. I just hope we're not breaking that poor kid down. Because, like, he just looked a lot more, like, a lot of energy, more energy his rookie year. And you know what? Sophomore slump, I'm going to give it to him. But I'm going to leave the book still open on Marco. And trust me, I love the way Marco Kasper plays, his game, all of that. Bring it to the Red Wings. Physical style, all of that. But, yeah, let's see what you got this year. Second round pick, Dylan James. I don't know where he is. I look for this kid a lot, and I get him confused with that Dylan Duke kid who's pretty nasty for Tampa. And I'm just like, damn, what if we had him? No, my frozen again. Please no.